What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the 300ZX twin turbo LS swap. Today I'm just going to get started on the mounts. The car had two LS engines in it before. It had a 5.3 originally and then a 6-liter with an LS3 top end. That all used LOJ stuff, so I'm doing it a bit different this time. When the car had an ecotec, I didn't have a choice to buy pre-made mounts. While they are really nice, they're kind of expensive. So I'm going to try and save money where I can, safely and without sacrificing quality. So that all being said, I'm going to go through how I'm going to make these mounts. The front mounts are going to be solid. The transmission mount is going to be rubber. So I know they're not ideal, but this isn't, I don't care. I like it. I think it's cool when it shakes, so that doesn't bother me any. I think the transmission mount might be a bit more involved, so I'm just going to do the engine mounts today. It's a little crude. Some people might think it's kind of silly, but I think hopefully the results are going to speak for themselves.
Where I needed it, I folded up a 12-pack of Daisy Cutter. It's a Chicago. I'm not from Chicago, but it's the next state over. I'm in Wisconsin. But I digress. This is Daisy Cutter. It's a really good pale ale. But anyway, those are all gone, but the box remains. So I folded the box on top of a couple of 1x boards. That's spaced it just above the rack. I think that's another advantage of running solid mounts, so that I can get the engine just a bit lower. My trans tunnel, it's really hard to see, but there are just two tabs on the top of the T56 on the main body that were causing issue. Otherwise, I'm surprised the bell housing itself, the main part of the bell housing, doesn't seem to be causing any issues at all. Anyway, so I got Barnes 4x4. I could have drawn these up in CAD or gotten them on GrabCAD or something. It's hard to see, but they're only 20 bucks. You can't. Here's a better shot of them. You can't get them cut for that. You can't get anything cut for that. And then these plates here are ones I drew up in AutoCAD. They're the leftovers from the ecotec mounts.
This is pretty rough, but I'm going to cut it out with a piece of 1.5" tubing and trim it up a little bit more to get it to fit better. If it's okay, it's not perfect. I'd like the bottom here to be a little closer towards the bottom, so it's not the bottom plate here to be closer to the bottom of the plate itself, so I'm not welding this close to this bolt. The other side here is about smack dab. It's pretty crazy how well that lines up. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but it's close enough to the center of the engine mount plate. It's maybe a 1/2 inch rearward. Pretty happy with how that looks so far. I'm going to throw a couple more tacks around before I start welding to keep it from warping so much. Not all these penetrated very well. These puppies are done. Use the good old titanium or platinum titanium 200 welder. This is flux core. so you don't need anything fancy. You definitely need some 220 to do these. If you have 110 and a cheap welder, you can at least tack them together and have somebody else weld them. I've done that before too. So these are going to get powder coated. I'll show that in another video. Thanks for watching, guys.